The book of James is filled with short yet powerful teachings. Today we're going to move through several of them, and even though we could spend a long time going through them, we're just going to highlight some of the best parts. So the first lesson is how to be mature and complete. Right off the top, James gets into some pretty heavy stuff. He's talking about trials and difficult circumstances. But he encourages them and he says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything." Someone once told me, don't waste a trial. When you're going to go through something, let yourself learn from it, become better because you've gone through it. And it's not that God is giving you a trial so that you can grow. It's trials are going to come. Like, life is hard. It's difficult. There's going to be things that come up against you. And so what are you going to do with it? Let perseverance finish its work so you'll be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. The second lesson that's very important to understand is that God does not tempt us. We might think, God's doing this to see what I do, or, he's just curious what's going to happen here. God is not the one who's going to put a trap out in front of you. That is the enemy. God provides a way out. He's always going to be there helping you. But we often fall into temptation because we give death reign. Like it says in here, let no one say that God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires and enticed. And then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is fully grown, gives birth to death. See, we're dragged away by our own desires, which are evil and wicked, because we're fleshly. We just are. But that's not God. It's a condition of the human nature. But let us not say that God is the one tempting us. No, he's going to provide for us a way out, and he's going to help us and walk through it with us. Then Paul admonishes us, don't just listen to the word and so deceive yourselves, but do what it says. So listen to it, yes. You can be full of knowledge, but then not even do what you've learned. He's encouraging us to stick to it, enact what you have learned. That's the harder part, right? Like, sure, I can learn, I can memorize, but actually doing it is difficult. But it's powerful, and it's the best way to live. And then the last debate is this faith versus deeds debate. So some people say, like, oh, it's all by faith, and I don't have to follow it up with anything. Other people say, no, we earn salvation. It's all about our deeds. And no, it's this tension of the two. We need to understand Jesus is the only one who can actually do anything on our behalf. We cannot earn salvation. But he's good and he's kind and he already has done everything. We can trust in him and rely on his goodness and what he's done for us. But then as an expression of that, as a response to how good he is and everything that he's done for us, there should be deeds that are matched with our faith. We understand that one comes first. It is faith first and a trust and reliance on everything that God has done, and that we follow that up with then looking like him, making our lives be something that can point out the glory of God and worship him with our choices. Like, let our lives be worshipful with how we're living and by making good decisions. They're just a couple of short teachings inside of today's episode. There's so much more inside of James, so I encourage you to read the whole thing. If ever you're wondering, like, what do I do and how do I handle this situation, I definitely recommend the book of Proverbs. And then my runner-up is the book of James, because you can't go wrong. These are life lessons that we all need to learn from and that help us to understand the best way to live and what it is that God is looking for, how we can honor and glorify him.